Fantastic. So today's webinar, we are going to be talking through the work that you will be carrying out on the TalkTalk webinar, on the TalkTalk project. And this is for helping vulnerable people start and stay safe online. So today we have myself, I am Holly, I'm the Funding and Performance Manager, and we also have Lauren, who I'm sure a lot of you have spoken to, who is going to be supporting with delivering the project here at Good Things Foundation. So a little bit about our relationship with TalkTalk. So we are working with them on this project, as well as some other kind of elements. And we do also work with them with a broadband offer for centres. Obviously, if you are interested in this, please do let Lauren or myself know. So the funding for this project is aimed at community organisations who are to offer the support to get vulnerable people online, for centres that are new to the online centres network and who don't currently receive funding for digital inclusion. Although the audiences that you're supporting do vary, you all do have strong focus on social inclusion, and from what the conversations we've had, we know you want to reach the most vulnerable in your communities and help them to build digital capacity with a focus on staying safe online. So a few key things kind of with the project is around helping vulnerable people building their digital confidence. We want to attract and engage a new audience group, so focusing on those vulnerable people and giving them opportunities. We want to create new partnerships with existing organisations, and within the project we also want to build, support and develop digital champions. We want to enable your staff and help them to develop and support people. One of the key goals of this project specifically is to support 50 learners through the Staying Safe in Your Digital World course, which is hosted on the Learn My Way site. And as part of the project, we'll also be feeding into our kind of research with case studies and evaluation. And so we'll be working closely with you on that and our design and innovation team. We will be providing contact details for everyone that you may come into contact with towards the end of this webinar, but we hope that you will continue to talk to us and feedback about the project as we go. So I am going to pass on to Lauren now, who's going to tell you a little bit about the centres that are involved and a little more about the project.
Hi everyone, so you guys will be starting on the wave 2 of the TalkTalk project. So far we've had one wave previously, and on that wave we had 7 centres. So we've had a lot of interest in the second wave, and we've got 17 this time round. So with the TalkTalk project itself, as you can see by the map, you'll all be supporting different audiences in different areas of the UK, which is great, and we're really excited to see the work that you'll be doing. Even though you'll all be supporting different audiences, a lot of the work you're doing does overlap, so it'd be really interesting to hear your thoughts and how things are going on the project as well. So even though you're working in different areas of the UK, it'd be great if you guys could speak to each other and just talk about the projects that you're working on, because a lot of the delivery will overlap, like I mentioned, and the techniques you'll be using will be very similar as well. So for this project as well, we've got a few delivery outputs, but we've tried to keep it quite loose, as you're all supporting different audiences. So what works for one community might not work for another one. But the key requirements for this project are that you need to support 50 learners through this complete the Staying Safe in Your Digital World course, which is found on the Learn My Way website. In terms of this, a lot of you will be doing different delivery models and using other aspects of the website or different presentation formats to embed this course into your work. So even though you'll be using different parts of the project, this one is the one that you'll need to be completing in order to receive your funding. So this is the most crucial element of the project. As well, you'll need to be doing an evaluative report and producing case studies for the project. So for this, we'll be getting one of our team members on the design and exploration team to do interviews at the centre. So that's either with learners or yourself or even a tutor, just to understand more about the project and impacts of how it's affecting your community as well. So I'm sure most of you are aware of Learn My Way, and you've probably used it in the past before. But if this is the first time that you'll be using the Learn My Way website, we'll just do a little demo just to show you how to use the site so you're all confident in delivering the project and showing learners how to use the website as well.
So if anyone has any questions, we are just going to switch now to do a little bit of a demo on Learn My Way of just how to make sure that you get into the right course. So if you do have any questions, pop them in the chat panel. We're just going to have the screen go blank, and we will just go silent for a bit just while we bring up the pages, and we'll just show you some of the relevant bits that you will need for the course. So we'll show you a little bit of Learn My Way, and then a little bit of how where the management information will be, so you can see how you're doing. So it will just be silent just for a minute while we sort this out. The screen may go black, and then it will come back with the demo. So if you just bear with us for a moment while we sort that out.
Right, thanks for bearing with us, guys. So first of all, we'll show you the Learn My Way website where the course can be found. So for Learn My Way, it'll be www.learnmyway.com, and then what you'll need to do, if you haven't got an account already, is to sign up on there. So it's quite simple to do this. You'll just need to click sign in if you've got an account already. Otherwise, click register, and either yourself, a tutor, or a learner at the centre can register on here. So they'll just need to fill in all their details on this bit, and then also import the centre ID on here, which you'll have got when you registered. So that's just this bit here, and what you'll need to do is just type it in and change it over as well. So once you've registered, if you click sign in, it will bring you onto the Learn My Way homepage. Now on here, you'll see if you're a tutor, you've got these different sections. So learner management, where you can add learners on if they haven't got an account already by clicking create new learner here. And you can register them by filling in their details rather than them having their own account on the website which you register them on. So once they're registered, learners will be able to see this section, and they'll be able to see the subjects bit as well. Now on the subjects, you'll be able to teach them either basic digital skills going through these basic courses at the top, but the funded course for this project is further down the page on the online safety section. So this is the course that you'll need, which is this one here. So staying safe in your digital world. If you're interested in taking part in this course, you'll just need to select that one, and then it will bring it up for you. So as part of this course as well, there's 5 sections to it. So to start with, it's a digital world. You'll need to click that one first to continue with the course and work your way through. But you don't have to do it all in one go. You can do it in different sections and at different times as well. So if you want to structure the project by delivering, say, 5 weekly sessions, you could do it that way. Or if you want to do an intense course with the learners, you could do it all in one sitting. But it all depends on what works for your learners and what you think works best as well from the centre itself. Has anybody got any questions about the course while we're on here?
So I can see we have got one question coming through. Just to confirm, following that this is what will count as a completion. So once they have gone through all of these and it shows as 100% complete for staying safe in your digital world, that is the output for the course. So the question we've got is from Emma, how long does each section take? That is a good one. I've not gone through it myself in a while. I can check with our learning team just to give an estimate. As far as I know, it's around about, it can take half an hour. It does depend on the speed of your learners. But I'll see if I can get a confirmation, then Lauren can send that out after the webinar, because as I say, it's a very good question. It's very important for your planning to know how long each one does take.
Yeah, and build on that as well. Each section does vary in time as well. So I believe the first one is a bit longer than, say, the last one. So we'll find out in more detail how long each session takes, so you can build it into your model.
So I can see there in the chat panel that Andrew said he's already had a couple of learners complete it, and it's very easy to follow, and feedback was quite positive.
Building on Samuel's question as well, is there a minimum time requirement for the course? There isn't for this one. So if your learners do take a bit longer with it, or they can speed right through it, that's not a problem as well. It's just that they need to do all 5 elements for it to be a completion.
Fantastic. So if you do have any more questions, please do pop them in the chat, and we will address those. But what we'll do now is we'll just move on to the next demo.
Also, I believe one of my colleagues spoke to a few centres this week about the site itself and the course. If you feel that the course is a bit advanced for the learners that you're working with, I know some of you are working with people with learning difficulties, it might be worth starting them off on the basic online skills courses, which is just at the start of the topic. So let me just go back to them ones. So yeah, so just these ones here. So using your computer or device, or the online basics as well. So if you feel that the learners are struggling through the course and aren't very confident, you can always refer them back to this section just to work on the skills a bit further before they go onto the course, if that helps at all.
There's just another question from Peter. Just because we're a bit aware of time, we'll just carry on with the demo, and then when we come back to the chat, we will answer that question for you. So please do keep writing them in the chat. We'll just get this demo done, and then we'll come back to you and address that question that you've popped in the chat there.
So in order to manage your performance for this project as well, you'll be interested in learning how many learners have actually registered onto the site and how many have completed the course. So over the next 5 months, you can monitor all performance on the Online Centres Network website. So that's this website here, so onlinecentersnetwork.org. That's the one that you should all be registered on as you've signed up for the network, and you've put an application through on that site as well. So to manage your performance, you'll just need to go to your centres, then management information reports, and then that will bring up the information about your centre. So to manage the performance, you'll just need to click onto the Performance tab, and then as the project starts from March, you'll need to put it to March, and then as it ends in July, you can click it to July as well. At the moment, it's not available on the site as we are coming to the end of the funding year, but when it comes to April, you'll be able to see the. So if I just attach my centre so onto here. Oh, bear with me just one moment, it's apparently not appearing on the site at a second.
Just while we're sorting out that access, it's quite important to note that in selecting the date range for the delivery is very important. This makes sure that you have got an overview of the delivery, so your targets will be kind of shown in its entirety. If you do want to select month on month and kind of look at what the estimate that you should meet for that month, you can select date ranges. So, for example, if you want to see how much do I need to do in June, you can select just June, and it will tell you the breakdown of how many you should have met by that point. The MI, we tried to make it quite intuitive, so you can drill down into any of the sections. So if you can see a figure for your delivery, if you click on that figure, it will give you a list of the learners who are eligible. If you do struggle with your MI, obviously we want to show you a little bit about it today. You can give us a call at any time if there's anything that doesn't make sense with this or the other project. And we will be putting all of our contact details at the end of the webinar, so that if you do struggle, if you've got any questions or any feedback, you can get directly in touch with us, and we can support you to make sure that everything makes sense and that you're able to achieve your targets.
There we go, so we're back on now. I've managed to give myself access to the centre that I need to show you. So when you're on the Online Centres Network website, what you'll need to do, your centre should appear here, but if not, just select the one which is taking part in the TalkTalk project by either searching the name or the centre ID as well. So like Holly mentioned, you'll be able to amend the dates here to show the targets for the project. So if I switch this to March, you'll be able to see a TalkTalk page at the bottom of the screen here.
Just because we don't currently have a contract, like yourselves, we can't see the TalkTalk kind of section. What we'll do is we will send around confirmation of what that looks like, so you can clearly see it. But it will have a breakdown of your target. As you can see with this other kind of breakdown, it'll have your target and it will have your completions. So just for a quick demonstration, as we mentioned, you can click on any of the numbers. One of the things that's quite useful for the project is if you've want to check how many people are registered, you can use this registered figure at the top. So where it says a number 2, what we can do is just click on that. And you'll see that it has brought up the learner names of kind of what they've have been kind of registered. And you can then click the name of the individual and it will show you any activity that they have carried out. So as far as this learner is complete, Lauren has not finished any of the courses. If they have gone on and they have done the Staying Safe in Your Digital World, you would see this listed underneath the learning section.
So if we just go back, you should be able to see on Adam. Oh no, no learning.
Let's find one with learning for you.
There you go. So if we go to performance, registrations, plenty of learning for this learner's account. So you'll be able to see all the learning that a learner has completed on the Learn My Way website, the dates they've done it and the completions as well, so how far they've got with it.
Okay, so we've seen some more questions come in just while we carried that out. So Peter's question, can we do a mix of formal taught demonstration sessions and then get people to go through the course in their own time? So with this one, there is a risk with people going through it in their own time that they may not follow up on it. If you have learners who you kind of have in the session and you kind of get them started on it, that's usually the best kind of way to do it. We do have centres who give kind of the homework to the learners, but we need to just be sure that they are logging into the account that is attached to your centre and that they are going through the correct course. So it really does depend on what your setup is, but I would recommend follow up with the learners if you are doing that to make sure that they have completed it. So Samuel's asked, can the sections be tutor-led? And if so, how do we evidence candidate completion? So for this one, it is very important that they do the course. So I think what you're talking about, Samuel, is going through the content maybe and then putting kind of a capture it on and saying we have completed this with the learner, we didn't do it through the course. In this case, that is not going to be fundable. They do need to go through the course. I would suggest if you want to get your tutors involved is to sit there with them or do a kind of group session, but they do need to complete this course on their account attached to the centre.
Building on that as well, I'm aware that some other centres, they deliver the sessions broken up. So if you feel like you want to do one session per week, you could have the tutor to deliver the session either through a presentation and then at the end get the learners to complete the course. So just that one section for that week. That might be one way to do a tutor-led session if you've got extra activities that you want to build on with the learners.
Okay, so just while any more questions come through, we're just going to switch back now to the webinar. So just bear with us again.
I can just see Peter type in one question, so I'll just wait for that one to come through before I move on to the payments and that sort of thing for the project.
So Peter's asked about working with communities with barriers, for example, those who are hard of hearing or deaf. I think that it would be something we'd love to have a conversation about and to find out a little bit more about what you're doing. Just because that does kind of make sense to us there, where you'd have your kind of your BSL and lip interpretation, things like that. And please do give us a call about that, Peter, because we'd love to find out about more about how that works and make sure that it's obviously working for you on the project as well, and that we can help you to make sure you meet the target and cater to the audience that you have. So please do give our team a call to have a chat about that.
Right, so moving on to payment for the project. So the project starts on the 1st of March. I've spoken to a few of you already and you've already started, which is excellent. But over the next couple of weeks, the funding will be released on the 20th of March, the 12th of March next week, which will be in your bank account in about 3 to 5 working days. So that's subject to you accepting the contracts online. I'm aware most of you have now accepted your contract, but if you haven't done so already, please ensure that's done before the 11th of March so we can get the payment to you. As well as this, the project will end on the 31st of July. And that means that the payment will be released at the earliest in July if you have met the targets already. Otherwise, it will be released in August at the latest. So in order for the second payment to be released to your centre, the 2 requirements that you'll need to meet is that 50 individuals have completed the Staying Safe in Your Digital World course on Learn My Way. And you've also produced a short report at the end of the project, and that will be with the research and evaluation team that we've got here. And that will be incorporated into the case study as well. But they'll be in touch with you about that part of the contract. So I'm just going to pass on to Holly now, who's going to talk about the sharing good practice across the centres and how you can all support each other over the next couple of months as well.
Hi guys, so we did talk earlier about how we want you to all talk to each other, and one of the things that we will be doing, if everyone is happy with it, is sharing emails of addresses of the partners who are taking part in this part of the funding, and so the 17 people. If you are not happy with this, please let us know, and we are going to email out just to get confirmation from everyone, and if we get anyone saying please don't share my email, obviously that's fine. Otherwise we will just share the kind of the main details of the centres that are taking part and our map, just to let you know where people are if we can. So things that we can do to kind of support each other, obviously sharing supporting documents and links if you come across anything, talking about barriers and solutions, talking about any engagement or like kind of learner retention tricks that you've learned. I mean, obviously you've got a lot of interesting audiences and varying audiences, so knowing about the different works that you're doing to get those people in and to keep them engaged is going to be very interesting for the project. We also have a centre partner Facebook group, which we will send the link around for. The screenshot that's just here, you can see where you can find it on the Online Centres Network website. So you just go to our network and network Facebook group, and from there you can join, and that is a group for all of the centres in the network, so anyone can access it, but you obviously have a chance there to talk to different people, and if any of you are delivering similar things, you can kind of put a post in, have a chat to each other, share things on there. It's absolutely a group for the network to use. So one of the other things that we have available are the resources we have on our project landing page. And will be actually where we will host the link to this webinar recording. And it also has delivery guides and useful documents. So you can find this by going on to the Online Centres Network. It's under the funding menu, and if you click current funded projects, you'll see that there's a few projects listed, and I think it's near the bottom. You'll see the TalkTalk logo. You just click on that and you're there. So we will be putting resources on there. We will be putting recordings. So if there's anyone that you know today has missed this webinar or wants to kind of rewatch it, you will be able to send them to that page and they'll be able to listen and watch this recording.
Okay, so that's all the key information that we wanted to share with you today. We're just going to do a quick recap just in case we've missed anything or you want to ask any questions. So for this project, just to reiterate again, the main output for this project is that 50 learners complete the Staying Safe in Your Digital World course on Learn My Way. If you have any problems registering the learners or completing the course, or just generally using the site, please let us know because we want to tackle these issues early on, just so you're confident in delivery and that you carry on with the project. As well as this, you'll need to engage with our design exploration team throughout the project. So that will be through the evaluations, case studies, or reports as well. But for this aspect of the project, Jess or Tom for the digital team will be in contact throughout the project, so don't worry too much about that one. They'll be in contact with you to collect the case studies either over the phone or by visiting the centre, but they'll give you plenty of notice and they'll communicate with you as well. As well as this, you'll need to accept your contract before the 11th of March so we can release the payments to you early next week. If you're unsure about how to do this, please let us know. But there was an attachment sent with the original contract, which went out in the emails. So if you need us to resend that to you, please let us know and we'll get that across as soon as we can. As well for this project, we'll be sending out some marketing materials to help you advertise the work that you're doing. This will be just a few posters and leaflets as well, but that'll be with you in the next couple of weeks, so keep an eye out for them in the post. Like Holly mentioned as well, we do have a map that we'll be sharing with you all, which just demonstrates the impact of the work that you're doing and the partnership with TalkTalk. So what we've done is designed a Google map which shares the details of the audiences you're supporting and just generally the work that you're doing in terms of outreach and session delivery. We'll share this with you so you can keep a track of all the work that's been going on. But if you prefer to be left off this map, please let us know and we'll make sure your details aren't shared on there and that they aren't public either. And just finally, please keep in touch with ourselves. We'd love to hear about the work that you're doing. So if you ever have any feedback about the learner journeys or just general activity at the centre, just let us know because we do like to hear these stories and our marketing and communications team always like to share the stories as well.
So just one final slide for you, our contact details. So Lauren is going to be leading the project kind of from a delivery point of view. So if you have any questions about the website or anything that we've mentioned kind of today, you can get in touch with Lauren. We've put her email address and phone number on there. Obviously, if Lauren's not available, I'm more than happy to kind of help you out. I've also popped my details on there. And the last name that's on there is Jessica. So she is in the team that will be doing kind of the evaluation and case studies and visits. So the number that is cut off at the end is an 8 there. So it's 1618. So we will obviously be in touch with you. We can be contacted by email or by phone. There we go, you can see all the numbers now. So if you do have any queries or we've got any important updates for you, we will send these out via email, but we will also be making calls. And we hope that we can keep the channel open. And obviously we do want to hear from you and know how your projects are going. So if you have any problems or even any success stories, anything interesting that you found, just let us know. And we hope that because this is for a lot of people, this might be the first kind of funded project that you're working on with us or first in a while. We really want to know how it's going and how you're finding it as well. It's vital that we find this stuff out so that we know we can support others. And we want to thank you really for the hard work that you're doing and that you're going to do. We hope that we can kind of keep this enthusiasm going. It's clear that we've got a lot of enthusiasm kind of based on reading applications, and we're very pleased to be working with you. So we're just going to give a bit of time just for some more questions to come in. The main bulk of the webinar is now done, but if you do have any questions, pop them in the chat panel. If anyone needs to go now, or that's fine. Obviously we're going to keep recording until the questions are kind of coming to a close. But thank you again for attending.
So in terms of Andrew's question about social media, there aren't any specific hashtags for this project. If there's any campaigns which we think are related to the project, like we had Safe to Internet Day, which took place last month, then we'll share the hashtags with you, which you can link your work to. Otherwise, hashtag the audience that you're working with and tag the Online Centres Network Twitter page, either myself or Holly, which Holly's is at Holly is online. That's her Twitter handle, or mine is Lauren_DTF.
We will email you out our Twitter accounts as well. So if you are using social media, you can tag us in and we'll give you a little retweet.
And for Anne's question about logos and wording for the press releases, in the marketing materials itself, we do have the logos on there for TalkTalk, and we do have a few resources that you can use online which has the logo on. But we will get some more information from the Marcoms team about that and share it with you so you can have some wording for the press release.
And just on Emma's question, is there guidance on the case study content and evaluation? So we will be able to provide that for you of the kind of things you'll need. And we do have a guidance on the report that you'll need to submit as well. So anything that you need, we can either put you in touch with someone who can give you guidance, or we can provide that kind of, if we know it's going to be something that's useful for everyone, we can get that out to everyone and get it on the landing page. So as we go through the project, please do feedback if there's anything that we can provide for you that would be helpful. And I mean, it looks like the questions may be slowing down now, and we'll just give it another minute or so. But thank you so much for attending today, and we really look forward to seeing everyone's projects come together.